We should avoid being very proud of our achievements, beauty, or strength. Because it is death, or rather the fear of death, that makes us realize how pointless these worldly achievements are. The protagonist of the story, the snake and the mirror, a doctor, realizes how vain he was after he narrowly escapes death. Hi, how have you been? Welcome. If you have just discovered this channel, please also do take a look at the other stories and poems I've covered. You may like them. Today we'll be looking into a story titled The Snake and the Mirror, written by Waikom Muhammad Bashir. Let's begin. Waikom Muhammad Bashir, fondly known as Bepor Sultan, was an Indian independence activist and writer of Malayalam literature. He was a humanist, freedom fighter, novelist, and a short story writer noted for his path-breaking and down-to-earth style of writing. He met Mahatma Gandhi when the Indian independence movement leader came to Waikom for the Satyagraha and became his follower. Bashir would later write about his experiences on how he managed to climb onto the car in which Gandhi was traveling and touched his hand. He became inspired by stories of heroism by revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev Thapar and Shivram Rajguru, who were executed while he was in jail. The government of India awarded him the fourth highest civilian honor of Padma Shri in 1982. So the story begins with a homeopathic doctor telling other doctors about an experience he had with a full-blooded cobra. The structure of the story is that of a narrative within a narrative. It begins with him getting back home one summer night at 10 o'clock. Then he hears a noise from above when he enters the door. There are many rats in his house. He tells us that he shares his house with the rats. We get to know about his poor financial condition by the state of the rented room he lives in, his limited clothes and meager earnings. The rats continuously came and went from the beam supporting the roof of the room. He tries to go to sleep but is unable to. So, he goes out to the veranda for some air, but the wind is still. Disappointed, he goes back inside the room and takes out a book titled Materia Medica from a box under his bed and keeps it on the table with the mirror. He feels tempted to look at the mirror, then goes on to adjust the parting of his hair while telling us twice that he is a bachelor and a doctor. Again comes the sound from above, which he ignores, the second time now. When looking into the mirror, he decides to shave daily, grow a mustache, and keep smiling his attractive smile to keep looking handsome. He calls it an earth-shaking decision. He can clearly observe the author showing us that despite his humble situation, he thinks very highly of himself. Thinking about how handsome he is, a bachelor, a doctor too. What does that indicate? Confidence or vanity? He hears the sound again, ignores it for the third time. He gets up from the chair, paces up and down the room, thinking that he would marry a woman doctor who had plenty of money and good medical practice. She would need to be fat, he thinks, because then she would not be able to run after him and catch him after he makes a silly mistake. Resuming his seat at the table in front of the mirror, he hears a thud-like sound as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. And before he knows, a snake has crawled up his shoulder and is sitting inches away from his face. He can't move. He holds his breath, turned to stone. He sits absolutely still in front of the mirror. In this state of still imagination, he feels the presence of God in this world. Funny, how all the thoughts about how handsome he is and how he will marry a rich woman doctor have now gone out of his head. He suddenly has remembered God. He feels a crushing pain in his left arm but cannot move, knowing that the snake will bite him. Realizing that he has no medicines in his room, thinking that he is stupid and foolish, a smile comes to his face. The snake turns its head towards the mirror, which the doctor feels is a grace of God, because he felt a little humbled about himself. The snake slides down his lap and onto the table, its gaze fixed on the mirror, as if it is appreciating looking itself in the mirror just like the doctor was moments ago. The doctor finds himself in motion, back again, up, outside the house, and running continuously till he reaches a friend's house. The next morning, he returns to find all his belongings stolen from his house, apart from a dirty vest. So, the author probably is trying to convey to us to remain humble, as worldly things like beauty, fame, money, or strength are transient. Life, or God, whichever you prefer, tries us and tries to warn us repeatedly, sends us signals or signs if we are somewhere on the wrong track. But one needs to be open about those. Unlike the doctor, who was listening to the sounds from above but did not pay attention. What do you think about the story? Tell me in the comments. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram, links below. Subscribe and hit the bell. That's Researcher, signing off.